Hi everyone, welcome to Pound Zero. My name is Amelia, and this is my weight loss journey. So what do you think of the new opening? Leave a comment below if you like it. Really? I'm still playing around with some ideas, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see where I end up. Change the look a little for 2018. I guess I should start with my indiscretions for this week because there were so many. There really were. On Monday, I had two of those they're like the little individual packets of salt and vinegar chips. My kryptonite, they really, really are. But yeah, that was not a good day. I had two little packets. I think they were like 20 grams each or something, so they're not huge. But still, it's potato chips, so there's carbs that I really, really shouldn't be having. I think that night we also had takeaway pizza for dinner, which was absolutely delicious, but also full of stuff that I shouldn't be eating. And of course we also got large pizzas each. So there was lunch the next day full of stuff that should not have been eating. You see, it's a vicious cycle. It really is. I was relatively well behaved for the rest of the week, and then came Friday. I went out for lunch with some work friends. It was actually a farewell lunch for somebody in the work team. And we went to this new-ish restaurant. I then ordered stuff that I shouldn't have had. I had the beef burger and the chips. The chips were amazing. The beef burger wasn't much to write home about, but it was a pleasant afternoon full of stuff that I shouldn't have been eating. And then Friday night, I got the second lot of bad news from a friend that was really very deflating for the week. So even though I received the bad news while I was grocery shopping for all the food that I can have on my diet, on the way home I picked up Hungry Jack's, or Burger King for those who don't know what Hungry Jack's is. It's exactly the same thing. We just call it Hungry Jack's in Australia. So that was not great. And then Saturday, the week just continues and all poor choices. There was no park run. I had a very small protein-filled breakfast. Then I ran out to an audition. I ran out to catching up with my parents that they'd been down in middle New South Wales looking after my uncle for a week. So I went and caught up with them and all the shenanigans that were going on with that. I left their place at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, still not having had lunch. And by that stage, my stomach was at that point where it felt like it was eating itself, because I was so hungry. This is not great, because this is when you do make poor choices. You do make poor choices because you're just looking for something fast that's going to fill that hole, really. And that poor choice was KFC. Yeah. Exercise this week was also absolutely non-existent. I was just really feeling really run down and unmotivated, really. It was Not a good week for exercise, but this week I'm trying to get back on that bandwagon, so to speak. So, with all those indiscretions, I should get on the scales. So just to recap, when I started my journey at the beginning of 2017, I weighed in at 120 kilos or 264.5 pounds. When I weighed in at the beginning of 2018, I weighed in at 106.5 kilos or 234.5 pounds. Last week I had gone up in weight with a number of indiscretions, not too much unlike this week, to 107.2 kilos or 236.3 pounds. So I was mildly surprised when I stepped on the scales this week and weighed in at 107 kilos or 235.8 pounds. That is a total loss this week of 200 grams. I am surprised. Which comes to about 0.440 ounces. And my total loss this journey so far is 13 kilos or 28.6 pounds. Given that I've not really stuck to my diet this year, despite all my promises, that's not so bad. That's not so bad. But I'm not concerned because my measurements have completely blown me out of the water. Getting onto the measurements clearly demonstrating why I'm not so concerned about my weight. Because you need... Weight is just one measurement tool for weight loss. I mean, you'd think weight loss, weight, direct correlation, but not always. Not always. You've got to take in other accounts, like BMI, also a little... It's a guide. Just like your weight is a guide. Sizes, measurements, so much more revealing. And most certainly, and particularly how your clothes fit, that is the be-all and end-all. Whether you're in the size you want to be in or should be in, not want to be in, because we can want to be smaller than we really should be. So it really comes down to health. Are you healthy? Are you happy? These are the things that matter in weight loss, not weight, not size, not BMI, but all of these things together coming down to whether you are healthy and whether you are happy. I digress. Let's get on to my measurements. So my neck, starting with my neck. When I measured my neck in January 17, it measured in at 44 centimetres or 17.3 inches. The beginning of this year, it measured in at 41 centimetres or 16.2 inches. And today it measured in at 40 centimetres or 18.6 inches. My bust measured in January 17 at 133 centimetres or 52 inches. In January this year, it weighed in. It measured in at 125 centimetres or 49.2 inches. And today it measured in at 123 centimetres or 48.4 inches. My waist, this is the biggest one, and I'm wondering whether I may have fudged the numbers a little in my last measure, but nonetheless, it is what it is, and we will just keep going forward, drawing a line in the sand, I suppose. When I measured in January 17, my waist was 121.5 centimetres or 47.8 inches. When I measured at the beginning of this year, it was 117 centimetres or 46 inches. And when I measured today, it was 110.5 centimetres or 43.5 inches. That I can tell you is actually correct because I did double check it. My hips measured in January 17 at 127 centimeters or 50 inches. In January this year, it measured in at 121.5 centimeters or 47.8 inches. When I measured in this morning, it came in at 118.5 centimeters or 46.6 inches. My thighs are still two different sizes from when I had knee surgery so very long ago. So to be fair, I measure the big one because the bigger one is going to show the difference, I think, a little more accurately and probably a little more real. My thighs. My thigh measured in January 17 at 73.5 centimeters or 28.9 inches. In January this year, it measured in at 69.6 centimeters or 27.3 inches. And in February, being today, it measured in at 71 centimeters or 27.9 inches. So it's gone back up a little bit. That's probably got to do with the mountain walking I've been doing. My bicep measured in January 17 at 37 centimeters or 14.5 inches. In January 18, it measured in at 35 centimeters or 13.7 inches. And today it measured in at 34 centimeters or 13.3. Now really what I'm trying to get rid of there is the tuck shop lady arms. Look at it. It's all wobbly there. Getting rid of that. Whatever toning goes on underneath that while I'm getting rid of this is all a bonus for when it actually starts to show. Gonna live with that. And finally, just to wrap everything up, my BMI. My BMI this January 17 was 36.1. In January 18, it came in at 32.8. And today, my BMI comes in at 32.3. So that is also going down, and I am quite pleased. Very, very pleased. So, of course, I'm going to leave that there today. These are my measurements to date. Thank you for joining me. If you are new, welcome. Don't forget to hit subscribe on your way out. And also down there is a little bell next to the subscribe button. If you give that a quick tap, you'll get a notification when I load up new videos. Also down in the description are links to my Instagram and Twitter accounts, in which I am so trying to continue loading something, at least one thing a day. I'm terrible with social media that isn't my own. It's fine. But I do load up pictures of my food, recipes, motivational things, exercises I find useful. Anything I find interesting on my weight loss journey, I will just throw up onto either of those accounts. So follow me there for bits and pieces, really random stuff at times. And until next time, be healthy and be good to each other. Bye. But then I thought, totally forgot what I was saying. So I guess I should shout. I should shout. Everyone should shout once in a while. Needy dogs. Yes, I'm talking about you. Yep. This that's I'm sitting here patting a white dog. I'm starting to feel like an evil person, an evil character from 007. Yes, Bond. Look, everyone got the swivel chair. Hello, Bond. I crack me up. So, neck. I'm really good at just talking about rubbish. My hips. My hips don't lie. Shakira, Shakira. Welcome. Thank you.